Good morning, everyone. It's exciting to see everybody here this morning at our newly remodeled Bordeaux branch library. This is a day that's been a long time coming, and I know there are many of us that are thrilled that it's here. Let me especially welcome representatives from the Nashville Public Library Board and the Nashville Public Library Foundation. I think I saw Robert Orman come in and Lucy Haynes, and I'm not sure who all else might be wandering about, but thank you. Hey, Brenda. So we're pleased that you could join us today. So looking around you, what do you think? Isn't this great? Yeah. You're seeing evidence today of what is a more modern tone that we are bringing to all of our branch projects. And I have a round of people that I do need to thank today who brought their vision and energy and hard work that made this all possible. First of all, from the Nashville Public Library staff, Larry Price, and you guys, when I say your name, I know you like to remain anonymous, but raise your hand. Larry Price, Elise Adler, Tricia Bingle, Larry Jarek, Michael Lusk, Beth Deeb, and the teams that they work with, and also the staff from the Bordeaux Branch Library. If you've never opened a library before, there's a lot of hard work that goes along with that, and those folks were in here doing everything from sweeping to unloading boxes of books to make sure that they got on the shelf. And from our community, Gobble Hayes Partners, Dowdle Construction Group, and Jason Baxter and Capital Project Solutions. Also HBM Architects and Dan Meehan, who conducted the community focus groups and developed the initial library building program, and some of the folks that were in those focus groups I know are here today. And also Daryl Drumright and Linnell Matthews from the Bordeaux community, whom we consulted with early on in this project. Thank you, Daryl. Good to see you. And from the Metro government, Jennifer Fournier with Metro General Services, and all the Metro teams who worked with us on IT, security, the codes work, and many details that go into a project of this scope, and also our friends at Anode. And I do want to make sure and mention this color palette in here, I think, is sensational. And Jennifer had a lot to do with that palette and working with our team. It was her vision that really brought this color together. I want to personally thank Mayor Berry for being with us today and for her support during her Metro Council tenure, including the funding that made this renovation and all of our renovations that are going on possible. We very much appreciate that. The Bordeaux Library is a special place because of the people who work here and those that visit here. And I'm talking about people like Kara Youngblood, who is our teen librarian. Kara is a reading mentor at a nearby after-school site that she adopted. And this site is one of our partners in the Nashville After Zone Alliance, our after-school learning network. Also, Ellen Coulter is our children's librarian here at Bordeaux. And during our recent Summer Challenge program, and this is the program that you may have thought of as summer reading, but we now call Summer Challenge, which keeps kids reading through the summer break, Ellen signed up more than, get this, 1,000 children to participate in that program. Our library users here are families. They bring their preschoolers in for our story times, and they are students and teens, and they are senior citizens who come here to use our different databases. We appreciate this community, and we want to engage the neighbors of Bordeaux even more than we have in the past. If you or anyone you know is interested in volunteering or perhaps joining the Bordeaux Friends of the Library, please speak to anyone on our staff, and we'll get you to the right place, and we'll put you to work. It's now my pleasure to turn the podium over to a city leader who has also pledged her commitment to education and community building. These are two values that Nashville Public Library lives and breathes, and we all look forward to working with Mayor Berry in the future. It is now my pleasure to help you welcome our mayor, Mayor Megan Berry.
Thank you so much, and it's a real honor and a pleasure to be here today with all of you. It is my first ribbon cutting as your new mayor, and there are some other wonderful people here who are also need to be recognized. We have Council Lady Sharon Hurt right here, who was recently elected. And we also have Councilman Dave Rosenberg, who is right behind her, who was recently elected. I think we've already given a shout out to Brenda Wynn, our clerk, but if not, there she is. And we're standing in Councilman Lonnell Green's district. I'm not sure if he's here, but he's also a new member of the Metro Council. Kent, thank you so much for this wonderful introduction. And I want to thank specifically the staff, the supporters, the contractors, the laborers who helped make this day happen. I spent a lot of time outside of this library over the last several months, 100 feet away to be exact. And it is wonderful to come into this space and just see how transformative it is. And I look at my favorite 4- and 5-year-olds who are sitting here in front of me, and I realize that this is space for them. But it's space for lots of people. It's space for parents who want to take their children to a story time. It's for teenagers who want their creativity with new technology. It's for community groups who need space to meet. And for many of those who live close to this library, you know Lonnell Matthews, Councilman Lonnell Matthews. He was recently announced and willing to come on to my administration as the new Director of Neighborhoods and Community Engagement. And when I look at this space, this is a space where he and his team can create that community engagement. And of course, it's also for the readers who want to explore our world. That wonderful display as you walk in with the technology and the touch screen makes me want to not leave without having checked out at least 3 books. And I hope that you all feel the same, because in many ways, our libraries are so much a part of not just where we go to read, but they're the heart of our community. And that's what this space can become. They are the intellectual home of our neighborhood and our city. And I am so proud that Metro government has made a commitment over the years to make sure that libraries are front and center of part of our growth. They have been key, and I have to tell you, we have opened 3 new libraries since 2011, and we've renovated 6 others. So this is the 6th renovation with Bordeaux, and it's beautiful. We continue to have that commitment as we continue to place books on shelves and at the same time expand those creative spaces. We recently have implemented Studio NPL. For those of you who are not familiar with that, it's a maker space for teens, and it's a new opportunity for them to come into the library and get engaged. We often talk about where can teens go, what can they do after school, and this is a great option for that. When I think about what is happening in Nashville with all the growth and all the change, I see libraries as that key piece that makes Nashville a richer, warmer, and better place. And I thank all of you who have come out today for this wonderful new renovation. I'm excited, I'm encouraged as we continue to grow and make sure our libraries have access to communities and communities have access to libraries. I love books, and I hope all of you do too. Kent, thank you so much for including me today. Do I get to actually cut a ribbon or something?
We can hug you. We'll have a ribbon next time, I promise. Well, we are just about done here with the formal ceremony. Thank you again, Mayor Berry, for being with us. We appreciate you being here today, and we look forward to many more openings with you. We'd like to thank all of you for joining us. Please take time to wander around the building. There are lots of interesting spaces. I understand there's going to be a ballet performance in the meeting room. There's some refreshments over here in the studio. Try the computers. We could start going on about all the exciting pieces of technology in this building, but we would be here for another 2 hours. So please enjoy yourself and have a great day.